Alright, so this is 8.1, first lesson of this new unit. Okay, so the learning target is that I can create and manipulate a linear equation in slope-intercept form, standard form, or point-slope form. Okay, so the biggest part in this unit is going to be able to know the three different forms of a line. Okay, and that's what a linear equation is. It's an equation whose graph is a line. Okay. All right. So a solution to a linear equation in two variables is called an ordered pair. Okay, and that's just x, y. All right, we've seen those before. That would be like down here, 6, 2. That's an ordered pair. Okay, that makes the statement true when the values of x and y are substituted. Okay, so let's look at a couple examples here. So if the ordered pair of a solution of a linear equation is the ordered pair solution, explain your reasoning. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to take my x value and my y value, and I'm going to go ahead and substitute those in for their respective letter there. Alright, so I'm going to take -1 and I'm going to plug it in for x. Okay, notice I put it in parentheses. We always should put it in parentheses. Plus, I'm going to take 3, that's my y value, and I'm going to plug it in for y. Okay, equals 13. Okay, so 2 times -1 is -2, plus 5 times 3 is 15. I want to know, does that equal 13? -2 plus 15 is 13. Okay, so those equaled each other, so that is true. I put my little check there so I know that it equals. So what that means is that that is a solution, and when it's a solution, it just means it's a point on the graph. Alright, and we'll see that a little farther down in 5 and 6. Alright, but let's look at 2. So I'm going to substitute these values, and again, remember this is x, this is y. So I'm going to plug in 4 for x in parentheses, and I want to minus -3 equals 9. Notice I put it in parentheses. If you don't put it in parentheses, you're going to forget, and you're just going to write -3. Alright, I wrote minus -3. Okay, that's big. Okay, so 3 times 4 is 12, minus a -3 equals 9. Alright, what happens when I subtract a negative number? Okay, you can put it in your calculator if you don't remember, but when I subtract a negative number, remember I make that into a big plus. When you minus a negative, it really means addition. So 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 does not equal 9, so that's false. So that is not a solution. Okay, you guys go ahead and try those U-tries. I'm going to skip down to 5. Okay, so it says, given the graph, select which ordered pairs are solutions to the linear equation. So remember up at the top I said if this was true right here, then this point is on the graph. Alright, so what I want to do down here is just see which of these points are on the graph. So -1, 0. Remember, it's left or right for the x, and a y is up or down. So -1, 0. Okay, so that's not a solution. It's not on the graph. B, 0, -1, 0, -1. Okay, that is. Alright, let's select all that apply probably. Yes, it is. So -2, 5, -2, up 5. Okay, that is a solution. And 1, -7. 1 and down 7. That's not on there, so that's not an answer. So these 2 points that were on my graph, they literally were on the line, those are solutions. The other ones are not. So if I plug those into an equation, it would have been true. Alright, go ahead and you guys try 6. Okay, now we got linear equations in 2 variables, so that just means the equation of a line can be written in 3 forms. Alright, and these are just going to be, we're going to have to memorize these. We got to know them. Okay? You're going to use them forever in algebra. Okay, so I'm going to start with standard form. standard form. Oh, it says form. Okay, standard form. All right, that is ax plus by equals c. Okay, so it looks like that. And we'll get into what all these letters mean eventually. All right, but it's ax plus by equals c. That's what standard form is. Okay, slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, where m is the slope, okay, and b is the y-intercept. All right, and we'll get more detailed into that. I'm just writing it down for now. Okay, and point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, again, m is always known as our slope, and x1 comma y1 is our ordered pair. Okay, just giving you that for now. We just need to know that that's what these forms look like. Here, here, and here. All right, in order to graph it in our calculator, remember we hit the y equals button. That's because we always need our formula to be y equals. So it needs to be in slope intercept form. All right, and a lot of times that's what this unit's about, is changing these things and going from one form to another. So we will need to change from other forms to slope intercept. Okay, sometimes we call it y equals, okay, but we'll call it slope intercept. All right, so for the first one, we want to change from standard form to slope intercept form. So I want that to be like y equals mx plus b. All right, so what that means is we did this a long time ago when we solved, and this is solved for, we called it literal equations. All right, the same thing we're doing here. I want to solve for y. So I'm going to put a box around y because I want to get that by itself. So in order to get that by itself, what do I need to do to get everything else over here? All right, well, I need to get this 2x over to this other side. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. Okay, so it's negative 3y equals negative 2x plus 6. Okay, and I just rewrote these. I can't combine those, so I wrote it negative 2 plus 6. Some of you guys are going to want to write it like this. Equals 6. Sorry, negative 3y equals 6 minus 2x. That's okay, but we typically want to write the x term first. Okay, so I just switch these around, and that's okay. All right, now I still want to get this y by itself. So I got to divide everything by negative 3. Okay, so those are going to cancel. I have y equals negative 2 divided by negative 3 gives me a fraction. Okay, but I know I can change those both to positive, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. X. And 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. Okay? I'm actually going to do one more u-try together because I think we need the review. Alright? So this one is no longer a u-try. This one is going to be our only u-try. Okay? So I again want to change it to slope intercept form, so that looks like that. So I want to get y by itself. So I'm going to box it off. Okay, I need to get this over to the other side, so I'm going to subtract 8x. Okay, so those cancel. This side I'm left with 4y equals, and I'm going to rewrite this with the x first. So it's negative 8x. That's a positive 16, so it's plus 16. Alright, now I want to get y by itself still, so how do I undo this multiplication? I divide everything by 4. So y equals negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2x. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Okay, so that's in slope-intercept form. Okay, now I want to change from point-slope form to slope-intercept form. So again, I want to go to y equals mx plus b. Okay, and this is a little tricky, all right, because I can't move this around the way that it is. All right, I need to distribute this first. So whenever we have point slope, my first step is to always distribute. So I'm going to leave y minus 3, and I'm going to distribute this. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 4 is 8. Alright? And now how am I going to get this y by itself? What do I need to do? Okay, well, that's minus 3. How do I undo subtraction? I add 3. Okay, and that's got to go with its like term over on this side. So those cancel, and I get y equals 2x plus 11. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys on your own here. I want you guys to try these, though, and I want you to ask questions if you don't understand it when we go over in class. All right, so make sure you give those a shot. All right, last page. Okay, this says to graph with your calculator. Okay, shoot. I don't have my calculator. Alright. So, when I graph this, go ahead, you guys put it in your calculator. Alright, is this a line? Yes. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like. It should look like this when you guys try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, is it a line? Yes. It probably looks just like this when you guys do it with your calculator. Alright, what kind of line is it? It is a vertical line. Okay, what is the domain? Okay, domain is left to right. It doesn't go left to right. It always is this point. So the domain is x equals 4. What is the range? Oh god, I'm screwing this up. Okay, sorry, I apologize. I make mistakes too. Put this down here. Okay, y equals 4. Y equals 4 is going to look like this. Okay, it's going to be a horizontal line. Sorry about that. So is it a line? Yes. What kind of line is it? It is a horizontal line. Okay, domain, left to right. Does it ever stop? No. Okay, so it's all real numbers. What is the range? The y value is always at 4. So the range is y equals 4. Okay, is it a function? Yes. Okay, if I do my vertical line test, never touch it twice. Okay, works. Good. Alright, so let's do one more. Okay, I'm going to actually do this together too, so I'm going to scratch off the U try. Okay, and we can draw it right here. Okay, so I'm going to put a little box there. Okay, here's my graph. X equals 3. This graph, we need to show you how to do it in your calculator. Alright, it's going to be at x equals -3. So this is going to be a vertical line. It's going to look like this. Okay, so anytime I have a y equals, it's a horizontal line. Anytime I have an x equals, it's a vertical line at that number. Okay, so is the graph a line? Yes. What kind of line is it? It's a vertical line. Okay, what is the domain? Left to right. Okay, this just tells me what my domain is right there. It's x equals -3. The graph is never anywhere but -3 going left to right. What is the range? It's up and down. Is it a function? Sorry, what is the range? All real numbers. Okay, and is it a function? Okay, right there, it touches this graph at multiple points, so not a function. Okay, you guys go ahead and fill this out here. Alright, you can try those U-tries and the rest of them. Make sure you guys fill this out after watching the video. I can. What are you still confused about? Okay, I know I kind of jacked this up, so maybe you're still confused about that. You guys got to ask questions. Thanks for hanging with me. Sorry I made a couple mistakes there. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow.